So as you can see, it's a much nicer day today. The sun is out. It's a little on the chilly side, but it's not bad. And I have so much work to do in the house, but I thought, you know what, we haven't seen sun in probably a week. So I wanted to spend as much time as I could outside. I'm going to try and do what I need to do inside tomorrow when it's supposed to rain again. And so I think today I'm going to maybe do a second tilling on the garden, as well as I'm going to try and tidy up my raised bed so I can get my lettuce and kale and stuff in there, and because they're ready to be transplanted. Anyways, I'll take you over to the raised bed and I'll give you a little tour of what that looks like and how we built it. It's pretty simple. Anyways, I'm just going to try and clean it up and get rid of those weeds and fluff up that soil. Stay tuned for the video. All right, so we're just doing our second tilling and the chickens have found that it's a gold mine. So we're just gonna finish this off. So we just kind of cleaned up the raised bed here. Got some beautiful soil. So what I put in my raised bed, I did like a hugelkultur style raised bed. So in the bottom, when we built this last year, we put in like a bunch of like old leaves from the forest. We found sticks and like rotted wood, different things like that. There's twigs in here. Anything we could find, we kind of filled up the bottom so we didn't have to put as much soil and dirt in here because it gets pretty expensive to fill up. But it's adding like nutrients, so it's going to break down, kind of like compost it as it goes. So we will every year have to add soil to this, because every year that the items in the bottom decompose, it will, the soil will shrink down. So we do need to add soil probably this year again. But what we did is we did kind of similar mix to what I do my transplanting with. So we put, the only difference is we did a pro mix, a large 3 cubit bag, maybe 2 of them we put in here. They're about $30 a bag. We did a bag of peat moss. It's about $11. We did some black earth, a bunch of black earth for like $1 or $2 a bag, which was really good. And then we did some compost, as well as I put a bunch of Epsom salts in and some calphos, and we just mixed it all in by hand with a little shovel, and it grew our lettuce quite well. The only thing is the chickens really like this spot. So we picked this spot because it's the shadiest spot around in our area here, in our backyard. There's a lot of cedar trees, so I picked this because my garden gets a lot of sun, which then makes the lettuce bolt a lot quicker. So we picked this spot to put my little raised bed for my lettuces right next to my flower bed. And the only thing that I would do differently is I need to put some sort of chicken wire around it, and when the chickens are out free ranging, so that they don't go in here and eat all my lettuce. So this is our raised bed that my husband made last year, and it's super easy to do. You don't need any nails or anything, which was perfect. It just went together so quickly. So what we did is we got I think they're 2x4s, and we got some cement, I don't know what you call them, cement blocks, I guess, but they're planter box, and they're really cool. So we got ours at Home Depot, but you can get them at like Home Hardware and Rona and different things like that. And last year they were about like $7 a piece. So with this size garden, we did 3 boards high, so we needed 3 of the cement blocks. And what they do is that you can see here, they literally just slide right in and right down. And so you just connect them like that, super easy. And if you want to move it, it's just like you just pull it up and it's done. The other thing that we did, my husband got some rebar and put in just in the hole here. They come with the holes, and you just put that in there so that it just doesn't move around a whole lot. Like there's a little bit of movement, but this just keeps it in place. And then he got this piece of PVC piping, and we did a hoop. It's a bit big of a hoop, but he just got that as well. So it's fairly quick and inexpensive to actually build this thing. And so what our plan is to do is, because we got the chickens, we're going to put some chicken wire around the edges, maybe a bit high. And our goal for this was we want it to be able to have lettuce a lot sooner than where we put it in our garden, because this will not be frozen when the garden will still be hard. So the goal is to put some of the greenhouse plastic we have left over from our greenhouse we did last year, and just put it around, and find some way, we haven't figured it out yet, that we're when it's time to plant, we can lift it up and plant in it. And when it gets too hot in the middle of summer, we can just roll the plastic right back and kind of have it at the very back side. So it's our goal. So far we've only used it for 1 year for our lettuces, but everything grew really well. So I know I had a couple people asking how we did our raised bed. We just kind of had leftover paint from years ago. We painted those just so that there wouldn't be as much decay on the bottom from the moisture of the ground and such. But anyways, this is a really easy, really quick way to make a raised bed. And anyways, give it a try. These things, they come in quite handy. Like I said, so what I do plan on doing, and the neat thing about it is right here, I can add more 2x4s and come out, and I want to do like a little, just a smaller one of a herb garden. So all I really need to do to make a herb garden is to add some more 2x4s, and they don't even need to be that big. I could just get one that's maybe 2 feet long or 3 feet or 4 feet or whatever, and just only do like 2 high, so you can have different levels of raised beds, and I can do it on all 4 corners, which makes these things quite valuable and quite fascinating. So you can even use this for, say, a flower bed if you want it to kind of have one higher and then some, you know, kind of like steps coming down and different things. But I suggest doing this way because you can easily move this wherever you want to move it. I'm going to get planting some lettuce in here now, and hopefully we can start having some fresh salads real soon. So this seems to be my problem. And once I get the lettuce in, it's chow time. So I really don't know how I want to do this yet, but I know something has to be done this year or I'm going to have no lettuce. And I love my chickens, but we can't have them eating our food. So last year I used this chicken wire to grow my peas, but they were pretty unsuccessful. So I do have more chicken wire around that I use for my, well, I don't think that's gonna stay, but I use for my cucumbers and stuff. So I'm not gonna touch that one, but there should be plenty here in this roll. This is just old stuff we've had lying around. Lying there, it doesn't seem to want to come with me. Not 100% sure what I'm doing yet, but we'll figure it out. To go around. Really, oh, shocking. It's all right. We're gonna figure this out. And I want somehow to be able to open it. I don't know how this is gonna work out. See, chickens will fly, mine do. But the thing is, you know, if they see somewhere where they can land, they'll fly over it. But I have a feeling they're just going to see that and fly into it. But it will deter them more than just jumping into it right now. So, I'm not sure what to do. So right now it's just trial and error and seeing what I can do where I don't have to cut so much. So I took the PVC pipe off and I'm just gonna weave it through, just in case, you know, because you never know if you want to use this for something else. And a couple of them. Let's see how that goes. I don't know, you're probably thinking, what is she doing? Well, I don't know what I'm doing. My husband will probably laugh at this, but hey, he's not home right now. That's all I can do. You right through there, which I don't even know how this is going to work. Not a big fan of chicken wire. We usually get hardware cloth. But this we had. Ooh, I'm getting prickled. My rose bushes are attacking me. That's not too bad. I've seen worse. One thing, when you live in the country, you've got to find ways to use what you have and to know that you might need what you have for something else. So that way, if I find I don't like this, I just take it off, use it for something else. This, you see how versatile this raised bed is? Like, you can do anything. Okay, so I don't really, maybe I need to pull that tighter because I don't like how loose that is down there. These tea stakes, they've got like little, I don't know, like little handles or holders or slits in it that at least you just slide it on. They're not like super strong tea stakes, but anyways, we have them, so we're going to use them. Then I can easily just take that off when it's time to plant. I think it'll be okay. I don't know. So I think I am gonna have to cut this, which is not something I really wanted to do. But I think for now I did as best as I could not to cut it, but maybe if I even just put a tea stake on this side, and then when it's time to use it, I can just open it up. And anyways, I don't know. I guess we'll see. At least it's temporary. It can be taken down before the snow comes next year, so that I find that the snow really crushes this stuff. It doesn't last long. Not that much. Guess I can start cutting here, I guess. The black flies are definitely out today. And it could be worse, but when they first come out, they don't really bite, but they just annoy. And then once they're really out, they just bite. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to be gardening with black flies again. Well, that's that. I did it. Hopefully I did the right thing. So I just got another tea steak, one of these, I don't know, green ones that I've got here, and I'm just wrapping this around, and hopefully it'll keep the chickens out. Maybe we'll figure something out a little better, more permanent as the year goes, but you know what? My lettuce needs to be transplanted. So, and I'd like it to be outside rather than in the house. So it is what it is. Okay. So I might not even need to add anything really to that. It's wrapped around pretty good. Just keep wiggling this chicken wire through. And that might do, actually. And then when I go to plant, I just pull this out. The chickens can do a lot of damage in a short time, so I'm not, anyways. If you have any ideas of what I can do something different, just let me know. I'm open to ideas. So I just went in the house and grabbed some of these zip ties, just to maybe hold these together a little bit better. I'm gonna grab the small ones. Maybe they're a bit too small. I can't really use these little ones for anything else. I did originally get them for my tomatoes last year, but then I had to kind of upsize them to the bigger ones. They're working a little bit. In case they want to unravel. So I think now that I've got some kind of protection for my lettuce, and I didn't have to really do anything special. I can just kind of open it as I need to. I think it's time that I can transplant my lettuce into my bed. So I'm just going to have to open it up and we'll go from there. And these, I don't know if you can see them or not, but man, these bugs, they're out. When I'm out planting my root crops, you're going to see how bad it gets up here. Anyways, I think I'm going to go in and grab my different lettuces. I'm so excited. Yee, planting! Okay, so I'm just going to see how easy this is to open. It's not necessarily convenient, but it will protect them from the chickens. So I'm going to open this up so we can get planting. So I'm just going to start off by maybe planting a little bit in here. And there you have it. So we'll plant in here. Now, we did purchase some chain link fencing. So we do plan on making, you know, for the summer when things are kind of starting out, the little plants, little seedlings in the garden, that we can keep the chickens in some sort of area that's fenced off so they're not eating the little seedlings. So we're working at it. Every year we're adding something new and trying something different, and that's really what it's all about. So I brought out my lettuces from in the house. As you can see, there's a whole lot of lettuce here and they're doing well. This is red romaine. Brought out my hubby's choice iceberg lettuce. I've got some butter crunch that are much bigger. And I brought out some chard, which are my favorite. I love chard, Swiss chard, rainbow chard. Only because the chickens seem to really enjoy it, and I want to have some just for myself. So anyways, I'm just gonna put these in. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so it's a really good time to plant your if you're going to do planting. It's a really good time to plant if you know it's going to rain the next day, or if it's going to rain overnight. It just saves you that extra watering that you'd have to do. So I'm just going to use what nature gave me. And this one, I just transplanted these like 2 weeks ago. These lettuces. Isn't that something? Anyways, they were needing to be transplanted, and I really didn't want to have to up their pot, so in the ground they go. There's another good root system in that butter crunch. I'm just gonna plop them in wherever. Kind of mix and match them up. Sounds good to me. Let's find a spot to put these big. Oh, whew, these black flies! I'm telling you. Hey, Doug. What you doing? No, 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 not the lettuce. You don't like lettuce, remember? Maybe I'll put it over here. Now, when you're planting lettuce, don't plant all your lettuce at one time. You want to do it over a 2-week span. So last year I did I did this bed quarter by quarter. All right, got lots of little lettuces, as you can see here. There's a whole bunch. Like that's 2. I don't know if you can see. Let's see. Sorry. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's 2. You just pull them apart like that, and wow, look at the root on that thing. Anyways, so yeah, you just want to, so I put a whole bunch in a pot, and then I just kind of tear them apart like that and plant them individually, and you have lots of lettuce. I'll put, I got the Swiss chard. It doesn't have so many roots on it. So I'm gonna stick it in the back. I like adding, well, I like to cook Swiss chard, just kind of steam it up. But I also like to put it raw in my salad, just for some nice color as well. Stick it over here. Hi, Doug. Yeah, you don't want to eat lettuce. Isn't that a nice bird sound? It's kind of neat, eh? Yeah. The nice thing is doing it right now, it's not so hot, so you're not gonna like fry these poor little delicate plants right off the get-go. So you can let these go to like full heads like the romaine, or you can actually just pick them as like baby lettuces, which is kind of what I do sometimes. Okay, so I've got all of my lettuce in. I put in a couple kale, a few chard, and we'll see how they do. And I'm just going to put this chicken wire around it again just to protect these little seedlings so that the chickens don't get in there. So I just put up the chicken wire again, just wrapped it around. It maybe took me, I don't know, less than 5 minutes. So anyways, the lettuce is protected. I'm hoping they're not going to fly over this. It's quite high, but time will tell. All I need is to be able to eat my own lettuce instead of feeding it to my chickens this year. So it's a bit of a gap in there. Anyways, we'll see if this works. It's not the most perfect thing I've ever done in the world, but hopefully it'll make a difference and we'll be able to have our own lettuce this year. So thanks for joining me for the video. I'm happy that I could get some lettuce in the ground, or at least in the raised bed. And I was happy with everything that we got done today. We tilled a second time. I was able to clean out the chicken brooder. There's a lot of stuff I did today and got done, and we got the lettuce out here, which then gives me room in the house with my grow lights to start hopefully my cucumbers. So that's the next thing on the list. And I also need some to do my transplanting for my tomatoes because they are getting way too big for the little pots that they're in. So stay tuned for the next transplanting video. You'll be amazed on how big the tomatoes have grown since you've last seen them. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do. Give us a like, give us a comment, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you don't miss out on any other videos coming up. And I just want to thank you for watching again. Take care.